So it's all good. All right. So welcome to another Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube live session. And this is session number 47, where I'm now holding every Sunday at 7 p.m. And tonight we'll be talking about what leaders should be doing to manage teams successfully when they're working remotely, and also what employees they can do to themselves when they're working remotely. But first, for those that don't know me, my name is Gerson Ida. I'm the founder of www.engineersinaustralia.com, a website to share valuable information and content for those that are after the validation of their engineering qualification here in Australia. And also I share information on workplace health and safety, environmental management, other engineering subjects, and also some job opportunities and recruitment. And tonight is a video from my series, How to Get a Professional Job Here in Australia. And if you stay until the end, I will give you my free ebook that I wrote about the 10 challenges that most overseas engineers they face when they arrive in Australia. And since my last free workshop, which is called 11 Days of Engineering Qualification Validation in Australia, since it ended a couple of weeks ago, I received so many questions about when the next workshop is going to happen, and that I decided to do another version sometime in June. So probably going to be mid-June. I'm just trying to fit the 11 days in my calendar so I can kind of confirm the dates. So, but if you're interested to participate in free workshop, please register your interest using the link that is in the comments in the Facebook. It's in the description of this video, YouTube as well, description of this video, and then on Instagram. The link is in my bio. There is a link tree /Gerson Ida. Once you click in there will be open a few boxes, and there's the button for you to register in this free workshop. So, but let's start with the content. So YouTube and Facebook, the link is in my description. It's something about bit.ly/registervf5. That's the link to register for free for my workshop about the engineering qualification validation that's happening in June. So let's start with the content then. So with the increasingly dispersed workforce and flexible work arrangements, a lot of team members, they find themselves collaborating and working from home and working, remotely. And those global events, such as this current outbreak of COVID-19, coronavirus, has resulted really in many companies and organizations having to implement working from home policies for large sections. One of them, you could be one of the employees or one of the managers that are in this situation, and with very little time to prepare for the transition. Some companies, they've got what we call BCP, which is the business continuity plan, when companies, they already plan for what's going to happen. So when something like this happens, it could be not just a pandemic, but it could be a bomb threat or fire in the building, etc., that they cannot use and work in the normal office, and they got to deploy employees to working from home. But others, some companies, they didn't really have time to think about it. So, and you as a manager or you as a people leader, remote working in teams present unique challenges around connectivity, engagement, productivity, and care of members of the group. So for the managers, I've got some few things that I manage construction business here in Brisbane, and we get a lot of advice and information from our HR department. So I thought about it. It would be really beneficial to share with you guys what we are doing, So if you have this situation that you are leading or managing a team working remotely, or if you are working remotely, there are a few tips that I would like to share with you. So start with some tips or some checklists for the managers or people leaders to manage remotely teams successfully. So one, of course, you're going to ensure that there is appropriate technology. The appropriate technology is in place to support the workflow. You're going to help your employees to stay on track and target by running regular morning online video catch-ups. For example, I've got weekly catch-ups with a large number of my team. I've got about 280 people working in the business, and a lot of them, obviously, they construction workers. But for the office staff, I usually have these weekly catch-ups just to see how they are going. As a leader or a manager, you also should encourage members of the team to interact with other team members using technological capabilities for chat and video. Obviously, it's very popular: Zoom and FaceTime, Skype, Teams. Microsoft Teams is becoming very, very popular and looks like it's stable as well. And not only relying on phone and email to communicate. There is also what we call virtual smoke or virtual coffee break, where we catch up with team members without really having to discuss about work. So just about other interests, what they're doing in terms of exercise, in terms of sports. Well, there's not a lot of sports happening, but it's a catch-up, that informal catch-up that you can discuss things that are not related to work. Another things in the checklist for managers and leaders: to place trust in your team members, being able to achieve their work and goals from home, and demonstrate your confidence through words and actions. And actually, at least in our business, we, at the end of April, beginning of May, we did some analysis, of course, how the business operated during this month or in April because of the pandemic and working from home. And I can tell you that April was one of the most productive months that we had in the year. Revenue was quite good, profit was quite good. My financial team, they processed nearly 2,000 invoices. All the payments were pretty much 96% were done on time. Catching up with them, they're very happy to be working from home. They feel that they are very productive working from home. So, but that is important for the manager and leader to make sure that you guys are monitoring those KPIs as well. Another item in the checklist is to reiterate that it is business as usual, and make sure team members are aware of the work that is ongoing by other team members. In any organization, there's always the internal and external customers. And your team members, one team member could be an internal customer or internal supplier to another team member. So in our case, in construction, the workload hasn't reduced. And obviously, the work volume is still the same. So apart from working from home, it's kind of a business as usual. Our employees are still busy. They still, obviously, they have to adapt themselves with the new situation. Sometimes the connection or connectivity is not as good as it should be or it was in the office. But people are working and finding a good way to adapt themselves. Another checklist that I think it's important for managers and leaders is to have conversations with team members regularly about their experience of remote work, and recognize that some may be feeling isolated and frustrated, and encourage them to seek support if they are struggling. We did actually a pulse survey in our business, and we've identified that there are majority of people, they feeling very comfortable and happy to be working from home, but there are some employees that they are very used to the routine of going to the office, etc., and they're struggling. So for those ones, Companies usually they have what they call employee assistance program, and my company certainly has one, and we put them in contact with counselors and our employee assistance program so they can have a chat and feel more comfortable. Others they started to drift back to the office, but the still majority they're working from home. Another item in the checklist is try to be extra clear on goals and responsibilities and related timeframes and check-ins. Also, another item, ensure you have the right support in place from both a technical and emotional point of view, and that employees are aware that this support is available. So that's why it's important for us to, as managers, to be catching up with our team members and making sure that if they are struggling, we put them in contact with our professional support. Another item is to consider any additional resources, training and support that needs to take place to enable your employees to work from home very successfully. Obviously, we just don't want to send people home without any support. There will be teething issues in terms of the equipment that's not working, or the connectivity is not good, or accessing the system may not be 100%. So it's very, very important that you keep checking if everything is all right. And just a reminder that if you still not subscribed to my website, please subscribe now and get in your email inbox news and updates and videos about engineering qualification validation process, job opportunities, the day-to-day of an engineer in Australia, and hints about how to get a professional job in Australia like this. But Jason, why are you saying about this working remotely if we started already to have some relaxation and going back to work as normal? Well, we are discussing that, and probably you guys will agree with me. The situation post-COVID, once everything goes back to normal, it's not going to be 100% like it was before COVID-19. After COVID-19, there will be some people that they probably are being very productive and enjoying working from home. So when we resume our normal life, there's probably a situation where employees will start asking, well, if I worked 1 month or 2 months from home, why can't I keep going or continue working at least some days or part-time working from home? So it's a reality, or it's a situation that's going to happen. If you are a manager, there will be situations that you will have team members that after things go back to normal, they will keep working from home. And you as an employee, you're probably going to perhaps request to your supervisor, to your company, that you could still be working from home. So that's why I would like to share with you as a leader and a manager what we probably should be doing, as an employee what we probably should be doing, because it's going to be part of a normal work arrangement. So for the employees, what employees can do themselves? Well, myself, I'm also an employee. Well, we could proactively reach out to other members of the team to maintain an overview of the work of the team and to maintain our working relationship. Obviously, I'm the operations manager here in the business, and I've got another 8 operations managers in the state where I connect pretty much every week, and we check in how we're doing, how they are dealing with some issues that I'm dealing here. So at a peer level, we connect to each other very, very often. And I'm pretty sure that my team members also, they are connecting to other team members just to make sure that they don't lose that working relationship. And also with clients and suppliers, of course. Another list or hint for the employees is to make use of existing technologies to catch up with colleagues. Sometimes I see people saying, yeah, but Skype is not really working very well because it's overloaded, or Zoom, etc. But yeah, there is the normal phone. You can still send emails. There's FaceTime, even WhatsApp, etc. So nowadays, there's a lot of technologies that we can use to keep in touch with others. So we got to arrange also for the employees, arrange regular check-ins with your manager. The manager certainly has a lot of other team members to make sure that they are okay, that the work is being performed, the productivity is not dropping, because at the end of the day, the client is still expecting that you are going to deliver the service or deliver the project that you've been engaged to deliver. Another checklist point for the employee: if you are finding working from home challenging, speak with your manager to address the issues you are experiencing. And again, majority of companies, they have what we call EAP, Employee Assistance Program, which will then make sure that they listen to your concerns and they can address if the manager cannot address this particular issue there. Another item in the checklist for the employees: ensure your work environment at home is both suitable and comfortable. And obviously, your company may have some human resources policies and procedures for working from home, and do some sort of a home risk assessment, especially in terms of ergonomics, to make sure that you're not going to injure yourself when you are working from home. And if possible, for the employee, of course, choose a separate room as your dedicated workplace, which means you can close the door to keep business in and distractions out. So that's very important. Unfortunately, here you can see I've got an opening there. I don't have a door in my office. So that makes a little bit of challenging, because obviously the house still has a normal life. I've got a wife and a daughter that obviously I'm not going to ask them not to do any noise. So there's a normal noise at home. So folks, these are some of the hints that I hope will help you to navigate the challenges of managing remotely working teams during these trying times. And even after this pandemic, as I said before, it is likely that some of the current arrangements of working from home will continue. So that's really very important that we know what we need to do and what we need to, especially as a manager or as an employee. And as promised, if you haven't downloaded my free ebook about the 10 challenges that most overseas engineers they face when they arrive in Australia, you can request your free PDF by clicking on the link below. I've got in the description the links in my ebook, either in Portuguese or in English. In Portuguese, the title of my ebook is 10 desafios que a maioria dos engenheiros enfrentam quando chegam aqui na Austrália. And those challenges are the challenges that pretty much I faced when I arrived in Australia some 15 years ago. And I put together in an ebook. The ebook is for free. You can request your copy of your ebook by clicking in Facebook. It's in the video description. And YouTube is in the video description. In Instagram, I'm actually going to put in here the link. Just bear with me. bit.ly/ ebook 10 challenges. And I think that Marcel is asking, can you ask a question about Engineers Australia? Of course you can. If I know the answer, I'll be more than happy to answer to you, Marcelo. You can send me the question. I'm just going to put the link in Portuguese for those that want the Portuguese version. bit.ly/ ebook 10 desafios. So in Instagram, the link that I put in the comments, they are for you to request your free ebook. So just need to confirm your email address and all of those things. So If you guys have any particular question, send me a question, Marcelo. If you want to ask a question in Instagram, you're more than welcome to do it. If you actually want to participate live, I think you can actually participate live. You can share with me the screen if you're happy to, and then you can ask me a question live, and then we can interact. You sent that question. So Marcel is saying, I'm going to translate. Engineers Australia asked, or they just ask once all the documents that they are needing to do the assessment at once. All right. Yeah, I think it cut the last part of the question. So I think I got somebody. If you can type in the rest of the question, Marcelo, I'll talk with Sibin. So we'll see what Sibin, let's say. Let's wait. Yeah, that's all right, Marcelo. If you can type in, or if you want to participate in the live session, we can have a little bit of interaction there. Let's say with. Hello, hi, Sibin. How are you? Can you hear me? Do you have a question? Yeah, where are you? You are at home. Which country are you? Are you in Australia? No. You cannot talk. All right. So, all right. So where are you? Are you in India? Are you in India? Oh, you're in India. All right. Do you have any question? Do you want to type in? No? All right. Thank you. All right, Marcelo. Yeah, you asked a question about if Engineers Australia asked or about the documents that they needing for the assessment at once. So are they doing your assessment already? So yeah, I don't know. Do you want to participate in the live session? I can call you if you want to. If you want to, yeah. Also, all right. So I'll call you. See if that works. So I think that you probably need to accept. Hi, Marcelo. How are you? Yeah, I'm probably just going to increase the volume here. All right, and then on Facebook and YouTube, I'm with Marcelo live here on Instagram. So he's going to ask me a question, then I'll repeat the question so you guys can hear the question, because his question could be your question as well. So
I applied for my validation 2 months ago, and so the Engineers Australia answered me asking just for one document, extra document. So I'm wondering if they can ask for other documents or they just do it once. Do you know that?
Yeah, well, so I'm going to repeat it just to make sure that I understood the question. So you have submitted your whole CDR already? You submitted all the documents, CPD, and career episodes, and summary statement, and everything?
Yeah.
So you have submitted everything already. That was about 2 months ago.
Yes.
All right. And they requested you then? So they requested you to send one document?
Yeah.
Nothing else?
Nothing else.
Did they say that they gave you some time, and if you don't send the document in that time, they're going to make a decision without that?
They told me to send another document in 30 days.
All right.
In 30 days.
Was that document the one of the reports as well, or what sort of documents was it?
was a secondary document because I forgot to submit the document.
Are you applying for that RSEA as well?
Yes, yes.
So is your application CDR plus RSEA?
Yes, of course. Both applications for experience and for application for my bachelor's degree recognition.
All right. Okay. Well, from my experience, from what I've seen happening, especially because it was after 2 months, did you apply fast track or just normal?
No, just normal.
Just normal. Well, if you have submitted already like 2 months ago, and if they asked you just to send that document, it looks like that they just need that document. So if they had issues with what you put together in your CPD or what you put together in your career episode or summary statement, they probably would have asked you at the same time as well. So it appears to be that they probably just need the document because it's a secondary document, so they can then decide on your experience, your work experience. But in my opinion, I think that if they had issues with the content of your CPD or the content of your career episode or summary statement, they probably would have asked you already. So, but what can happen is that I don't know their process, because it's two assessments. It's the CDR and the RSEA. I'm not sure if it is the same assessor that does the same assessment. So let's pretend that it is the same assessor. If it is the same assessor, it would make very logical to ask you everything at once. But I don't know. It could be, if there are two people doing the assessment, one doing RSEA, another one doing the reports, the one doing RSEA could be asking you the document, and perhaps if it is a different one doing the reports, he or she could ask you if something else needs. But I'm not sure if they do the assessment, just one person does both, or if they do separately, because I don't know. So, but it looks like that if they just ask you a document, you just need to reply what they asked. If they further down the track, if they believe that the reports are not good, they're probably going to ask you again. They're not going to make a decision if they haven't asked you more information. So if they're not happy, and I've seen many times that when they're not happy with the content of the CPD or career episodes or summary statement, they ask the question. They either say to you, sorry, but your career episode does not really constitute a professional engineer competency, etc. Please rewrite 1 or 2 or 3. Or if it's missing some information, they're going to ask you in career episode number 1, for example, it's missing this and that. You need to rewrite, or you need to include that information and resend it. So if they're not happy, they're not going to make a decision without letting you know first. So if they haven't asked you, it's because either they're happy or either because they didn't read that yet. But if they read already and they didn't ask, it looks like that they are happy with what you've done. And fingers crossed that that's the option. That you just need to provide that particular document, and it will be happy days. So
okay. I would like to thank you, because I got a lot of advice in your Instagram profile, and you answered me a lot of questions in your Facebook as well. I don't know if you remember that, but you helped me a lot.
Oh, good.
My application.
It's good to know, Marcelo, and I'm really happy that my information and the content that I'm sharing is helping people, because that's the objective. If you can get useful information and a content that will help in your journey, Yeah, that makes me very, very happy. And now, fingers crossed. I'll pray for you, and wish you all the good luck that we'll have another engineer. So, what sort of engineer are you? Are you mechanical, civil? Civil engineer.
Civil engineer.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Just for as curiosity, what sort of career episodes did you write about?
I asked you, I think 3 months ago, I wrote about concrete technology. Do you remember? Like traces? Traces of concrete. And I wrote about my daily activities in site construction.
Yeah.
And I wrote about my project I have done in my university. It was about analysis of the forces of wind in the structures.
Yeah, that's a very good. That's interesting one. Yeah.
That's very good.
Yeah. So, and that's the most important part, Marcelo, and for others that are watching. And I keep saying to that, one of the most important parts of the CDR preparation is the choice of the experiences. You got to make sure that now I probably told you at that time that you need to match what the ANZ SEO occupation definition is, because if you don't match what the occupation definition in ANZ SEO the occupation definition is, it's very difficult. And because Engineers Australia, they follow by the rule what it is in that occupation definition. So very happy for you, Marcelo, and I hope that they just asking you this document, and you can have a positive outcome. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Jason.
Thank you very much. Bye bye. See ya.
Bye bye.
See ya.
Yeah.
Bye bye. All right. Yeah. Thank you very much, Marcelo, for your participation, and I wish you all the best. And I'm happy that the content has actually helped. So for those ones that perhaps are in the process of validating, as I said in the beginning of this transmission, if you are in the process of validating or thinking about validating, or maybe you are in Brazil watching this live session and you came across me and you don't know what I do, and then you didn't even think about coming to Australia. But if Australia is a place that interests you, if you want to, and if you are an engineer and would like to know how to validate your engineering qualification in Australia, in June, I will be promoting another free workshop, 11 days of engineering qualification validation in Australia, and where I will be sharing a lot of information about how you can validate your engineering qualification here in the Kangaroo Land. And to register for free, if you are in Instagram, if you go to my bio, there is a linktree/JersonIda. When you click on that link, it will open a few boxes. The first box is 11 days, the registration for my free workshop. If you are in Facebook or YouTube, the link, which is bit.ly/registervf5, it's in the description of the video, description of the live. And just one important thing is that you need, once you submit your registration, you will receive an email, and in that email there is a button for you to confirm your email address. So if you don't click on that button, your registration is not going to be confirmed. So very important to confirm your email address. So I would like to thank you guys very much for your participation and your attendance. And if you have any suggestions for future lives or videos, please send me an email, admin@engineersinaustralia.com. admin@engineersinaustralia.com. You can send me an email with your suggestion, your question, and then I will endeavor to put together a video and talk in our next live session. Live sessions now every Sunday, 7 p.m. on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.